Welcome back to class 3 part 2. In our previous part we discussed about a broad classification of signals based on how they are defined in time as continuous time signal or function and discrete time signal or function. Now let us in this part study about those elementary signals which we frequently encounter in signal and system interactions. These elementary signals forms a basis for most of the other practical signals, and sometimes these signals serve as test signals for testing the performance of systems. These different signals we are going to study are both continuous time form as well as discrete time form. Each of these categories let us study for both the type of signals, CT and DT. The elementary signals we will be studying are listed here. We will start with the exponential signals or functions, sinusoidal signals, exponentially damped sinusoidal signals, step signals or function, impulse function, ramp function or signal, signum function, sinc function, rectangular pulse signal, triangular pulse signal. See, I am using the word signal and function interchangeably. Of course, that is how they are used. When I say function, it is basically more emphasis is more given on mathematical representation. When I say signal, emphasis is more towards the graphical representation. But both way we can represent signal. Mathematically, a signal is a function. Graphically, a function is a signal. Something like that I can tell. So that is, at least for this subject, we will take signal and function interchangeably. Both will have the same meaning. To start with, exponential signal or function. This slide shows the most elementary signals you encounter in some signal analysis, that is exponential signal. An exponential signal in a continuous time form or CT exponential signal is given by an equation: x as a function of time is equal to b into e to the power of at. So this is the general form. Now x can take any value. It can take voltage, current or any variable as a function of time. If x varies with respect to time as per the equation b into e to the power of at, then such a signal is said to be exponential signal, where e is a exponentiation constant, that is 2.718. Here b and a are the constants. They can be real or complex, and t is the time variable. Now whenever either b or a is a constant, the function is said to be complex exponential. But in our discussion, we will only limit to real exponential, that is in both b and a are real values. Complex exponential, let us see sometimes later. Now there are two types based on how the constant a behaves. If the constant a is less than 0 or negative, then we have what is called as falling exponential or decaying exponential. So this graph shows how a falling or decaying exponential signal value varies as the time progresses. You can see the time is taken from 0 to 1. It may be in seconds, milliseconds or microseconds. As time progresses, the value of the exponential keeps on decreasing. Finally, when of course here it is actually practically speaking, they have taken value to be 0 when t is equal to 1, but in actual practice the signal will never become 0. It will keep on decreasing. As t tends to infinity, the signal value tends to 0. Otherwise, it keeps on decreasing. But here it is practically considered, because the value of the signal becomes insignificant after certain amount of time. Therefore, it is assumed to be 0, but it cannot reach 0. It will only come near 0, but never reach 0. To start with, t is equal to 0 and t is equal to 1. See, in this equation, if you take, you just in this equation, Suppose you take in this particular example, he has taken, while plotting this graph, he has taken B is equal to 5 and A as 6, minus 6, I'm sorry. A is taken as negative, that is A is less than 0. That's why you're getting falling exponential. Now value of E is constant always, 2.718. If you put the value of A is equal to minus 6 and B is equal to 5, let us see how the signal value varies. At t is equal to 0, what is the value of x at t is equal to 0? If you put t is equal to 0 in this equation, it becomes b into e to the power of minus 6 into 0. So that is e to the power of 0, which is 1. Now signal value is b, that is 5. That is at t is equal to 0, the signal value is b, that is equal to 5. As t increases, if you substitute the value of t as 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, etc., the signal value x keeps on decreasing exponentially. As when t becomes equal to 1, the signal value is b into e to the power of minus 6. It becomes extremely small, very much nearly equal to 0, but not exactly equal to 0, but very much nearly equal to 0. It becomes infinitesimally small. So the value of the signal is decreasing continuously as t progresses. This represents a falling exponential, that is b into e to the power of at, where a is negative, that is a is less than 0. Suppose if a is positive, that is a is greater than 0, the same graph becomes a rising exponential, as it is seen in this second figure. When a is greater than 0 or a is positive, the graph is increasing, or it is growing. It is called as growing exponential, whereas earlier one is called as a decaying exponential. The second exponential is called as growing exponential. But one mistake has happened here in this graph. See, suppose if t is equal to 0, now suppose you take a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 1, that is b is equal to 1 and a is equal to 5. So the equation becomes e to the power of 5t, isn't it? Now when you put t is equal to 0, x at 0 is 1 into e to the power of 0, that is 1, isn't it? If you put t is equal to 0, e to the power of 0 will be 1. So whatever b value, that is the value of x at t is equal to 0. So should have been 1. See, actually exponential starts always with some initial value. So this should have been, this graph should have started somewhere here and this mark. Okay, please make that correction. Suppose this value is 1, this graph should have been increasing like this. Okay, it should have been increasing like this. And by mistake he has made it as 0. Maybe he is wanting to represent very nearly 0, not 0 exactly. It is very nearly equal to 0, that is 1. Compared to 150, 1 is a very small value. Maybe that's the reason why he has shown in that way. So when t is equal to 0, the value is 1. As t increases, the value of x also increases, because b into e to the power of 5t, as t is increasing, the value of x is also increasing. So as t becomes more, say when t becomes infinity, that is if you plot the graph, the value of x, when t is very very large, then this value has reached a very very high value. So this graph grows to infinity. As in the previous graph you have seen, the value decays to 0 as t tends to infinity. In the rising exponential, as t tends to infinity, the value itself grows to large value up to infinity. So that's the characteristics of rising exponential. The one speciality of exponential signal is its slope will never remain constant. Slope will keep on increasing. That is, in case of rising exponential, slope will keep on increasing. In case of falling exponential, slope will keep on decreasing because of negative value at the constant a. So exponential signals are very important signals sometimes when you want to model a real-time system. Now some examples I can give for exponential signal is when suppose you have a huge water tank filled with water till the top. At the bottom of the tank there is a tap. Okay, initially tap is closed. Tap is not allowed to drain the water. Suppose you make the tap open suddenly. The flow rate of the water at the tap outlet behaves like an exponential decaying function. That is, initially flow is fast as the tank is at the top, that is water is filled at the top of the tank because of the water pressure. the water flows out of the tap with the high velocity, the discharge rate is very, very high. But as the water level decreases in the tap, the discharge level keeps on decreasing. When the water level further decreases to the lowermost part of the tank, the water discharge will be very, very, very slow. So it is an example of exponentially decreasing system. And another example can be a charged capacitor. Suppose your capacitor is charged up to some voltage, say 15 volts. You charge the capacitor. If you connect the capacitor across a resistor, so capacitor definitely discharges because it gets a closed path. Now when you connect a capacitor to a resistor and the capacitor is initially charged, the current that flows, if you plot the graph of the current, the discharge current, as a function of time, that will be a exponentially decaying graph. That is, initially current will be large as the capacitor discharges faster. As the voltage of the capacitor starts reducing because of discharge effect, the amount of current also reduces. Finally, current will be so small that you can assume it is almost zero, and finally capacitor fully discharges. Likewise, you can give the example of the population growth. If you want to give the example for a rising exponential, the best example can be population growth of this world. It is exponential. It is said to be exponential, and most of the system you can sometimes actually exponential growth is always catastrophic. Why? Because as the time progresses to large, the exponential value becomes very, signal value becomes very large. As t tends to infinity, the signal itself tends to infinity. So whenever you want to model an unstable system, we normally take the example of a exponential function. Most of the stable functions are you cannot model. Only unstable system you can model as a rising exponential. This is in case of a continuous time exponential signal. Now what about the discrete time exponential signal or function? This slide shows you the elementary signal, which is a discrete time exponential signal. The equation for the signal is x as a function of n is equal to b into r to the power of n. As you can see, as I explained in my earlier class, whenever you have a discrete signal, we normally write in general x is a function of n, and we are using a square bracket just to emphasize that this is a discrete time signal. So x is a function of n, where n is an index, an integer, which will be positive integer or negative integer. Now the discrete time exponential signal can be given by the equation x of n is equal to b into r to the power of n. Once again, r is a constant, which is exponential constant. B and n are real constants. Now in this particular case, I can say depending on the value of r, either exponential signal is decreasing or exponential signal is increasing. Now both decreasing and increasing exponential in discrete form has been shown here. Now when r, the value of the exponential function r, is a fraction, that is if r is between 0 and 1, a positive fraction, then the whole signal is decreasing. Suppose you take the example of r as 0.5. You put r is equal to 0.5 and you put b is equal to 1. That is, you put r is equal to 0.5, r is equal to 0.5, which is between 0 and 1, a positive fraction, and put b is equal to 1. That is how this graph is plotted. B is equal to 1. Then n is a integer. Let us take only positive integer for the time being. They are starting from 0. Or even negative values also can be considered, because in this graph they have shown both positive and negative values. Let us take n value as integer, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc., as well as 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, etc. Now go on putting the value of n. So by putting b is equal to 1 and r is equal to 0.5, go on putting the value of n. Suppose you put n is equal to 0, x at 0. What is x at 0? That is, value of x at 0 is, putting n is equal to 0, you can see it is equal to 1. It is equal to 1 according to graph. Now here you put n is r is equal to 0.5, and r is equal to r is equal to 0.5 and n is equal to 0 and b is equal to 1. That is, if I put that, so x at 0 is equal to, what is the value? So it is 1, b is equal to 1 into 0.5 to the power of 0. Correct. So anything to the power of 0 is 1. So this bracket is 1, to the power of 0 is 1. So 1 into 1 is 1. So x at 0 is 1. You can see x at 0 is 1. Likewise, put the value of n as 2, or you put the value of n as 1. Suppose you put n is equal to 1, the value of x at 1 is 1 into 0.5 to the power of 1, that is 0.5. As you can see, it is not correctly marked here. So in this equation, they should have marked when n is equal to 1, the value should have been 0.5. Anyway, the value decreases. As n increases, the value of x decreases. Because r is a fraction, as n increases, the value of x keeps on decreasing. Similarly, if n decreases below 0, suppose if I put n is equal to -1, so this value, as you put n negative, the value of x keeps on increasing. That is, if I put more and more negative values, higher and higher negative values, larger negative values or smaller n values, the value of x keeps on decreasing. So I can say when n value goes from least to the maximum, that is smallest value to the largest value, the signal value keeps on decreasing, or this represents a falling exponential in the discrete form. That is, suppose if r is equal to a positive fraction, the whole equation becomes a decreasing exponential. Similarly, if r is greater than 1, if you put r, say for example 2, put r is equal to 2 and b, let it be 1 itself. Now you can see when r is greater than 1, if you raise the power of that greater than 1 number with n, for increasing value of n, the value of signal is increasing, isn't it? You put the value of r as 2, for example, then keep on putting the values of n as 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. and find the value of x at different values of n. In that case, x value keeps on increasing, isn't it? When you put n is equal to 10, there is 2 to the power of 10 into 1. It will be a large value. This value is not plotted according to the any example I have considered. I don't know what values of b and what value of b they have taken, I don't know, because it's only a representation. Anyway, it's actually a positive number, and with the increasing value of n, with r greater than 1, the exponential value keeps on increasing. If you put n negative, if you decrease the value of n, then signal value keeps on decreasing. So if you take the n value from negative to positive, say -10 to +10, the value of x keeps on increasing. So whenever r is greater than 1, the exponentiation function r is greater than 1, it results in a rising exponential. Whenever r is less than 1, the signal results in a falling exponential. Okay, now to summarize, we studied exponential signal, the basic signal, the first type of basic signal, in both continuous form and discrete form. When we studied in the continuous form, the equation for a exponential signal is given as x as a function of time is equal to a constant into e to the power of minus at. That is, in this case, I have taken minus sign here. So when I say minus sign, this a can be a positive number. Now both c and a can be a positive number. In that case, if I go on increasing the value of time, then the value of the signal x keeps on decreasing. So general equation for a falling exponential is a constant into e to the power of minus at. Similarly, if the a value is positive, the sign of the a is positive and a is a positive number, in that case the signal results as a rising exponential. That is, for increasing value of time, the value of x also increases. So this is the example for a falling exponential, and this example shows a rising exponential. Similarly, in case of a discrete signal, x of n is equal to b into r to the power of n. Now you have taken r value in this particular example. You have taken r value between 0 and 1, a positive fraction, in which case the resulting discrete exponential is decreasing or decaying. If r is positive and greater than 1, the resulting discrete time exponential signal is increasing or growing. Now what will happen if r is a negative fraction? Suppose if r is taken as minus 0.5. In this particular example, say taken r anywhere from 0 to minus 1, less than 0 but greater than minus 1. Say suppose r is 0.5, minus 0.5 I mean. What kind of signal it will result? It will result in a decreasing exponential but with alternating values. Can you prove it by taking example? Yeah, this is what happens if you take r as a negative fraction with both b and n suitable values. B, for example, you take a positive number, n is an integer, positive negative values of time, that is all integers, both positive and negative. If you go on substituting the value of b and n, you will get alternating and decreasing exponential. You can verify that by putting the value of r as minus 0.5, b1 and n, all these values. Now if suppose r is less than minus 1, it is another special case. R less than minus 1, what happens? Say you take the value of r as minus 1.5. As an example, take the value of r as minus 1.5, say b as 1. You do it at in your exercise book. You take the value of r as minus 1.5, which is less than minus 1, then put the value of b as 1, then value of n, all positive negative integers, that is n, then plot the graph. Definitely you will get a rising alternating exponential signal. Each value of the exponential signal alternates, once become positive, once become negative, and its value keep on increasing as n value increases. These are the two special cases in case of a discrete time exponential signal that we can really test by taking some examples of values for constants b, r and variable n. I hope you understood the basics of the exponential signal, that is real-time exponential signal, because we are taking all the constants as real-time signals. Real values, not the complex values. If the value of the exponent is complex or the initial value of the signal is complex, in both cases the overall signal is complex exponential, that gives a completely different type of signal. We will consider that in some future discussion as a special case. Now here let us end this class as part 2. Let us come back in part 3.